So you're a coach, athlete, fitness freak, gym lover, whatever title you want to put on it. You're looking to cut fat, but you don't want to lose the gains that you've been working so hard for in the gym. What type of diet do you choose? Today, we're going to talk about exactly that. We're going to go through the difference between traditional cuts and mini cuts, which one is the best for you as an athlete or somebody who's really looking to keep their muscle or even gain muscle and their gains inside the gym, and which one I use in order to lose fat and build muscle within short periods of time, okay? We'll start out with the difference between traditional cuts and mini cuts. First, a traditional cut is something for the longer term athlete or the longer term fitness lover. You want to look at it from a standpoint of maybe like 3 months to 6 to 8 months, right? So think of an off season where you're getting ready. Think of, I have a vacation coming down the line and I want to get ready for this vacation. That's my goal. Anything in between there is going to be working towards that particular goal, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a target deficit of about 10% of our caloric needs for a day. We're going to say my target to lose weight or fat throughout the weeks are going to be 0.5 to 1% of my body weight. So what does that mean? For a 200-pound man, I want to be losing anywhere between 1 and 2 pounds in a traditional cut. For a 150-pound woman, I'm going to lose, like 1.5 pounds, right? At the most. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And what this slower cut does is it allows you to, one, walk into the gym and hopefully, if you're taking in the right nutrients, you also have some good timing around your workouts. Hopefully, it's going to allow you to be more optimally prepared to go through that training session for the day, which is going to allow you to be able to download whatever you need to download. So if you're going in to work on strength, power, speed, those are what I call software type workouts where you're working on your nervous system. You'll be able to download that because you're optimally fed. And if you're working on your hardware, so your lean muscle and your soft tissue, ligaments, all of that good stuff, you're working on building that, you want to be able to be, again, optimally fed. You can download or you can actually adjust to the stimulus that you're giving to your body there if you're optimally fed. So this is what a traditional cut allows you to do. It is drawn out. It is, with the future in mind, but it also allows you to, over time, at least, if nothing else, mitigate the breakdown of muscle as you're trying to lose fat in this deficit. If you take in an optimal amount of protein, you will actually put on some size if your resistance training program is, laid out properly. Now, what do I do if I have a vacation coming up in 6 weeks? Or if it's preseason and I still got that little bit to cut that I need to go, but I need to still make sure I'm strong and fast and powerful? We're gonna do mini cuts. Mini cuts are a little bit more aggressive in calories, in the caloric deficit. So we're looking at maybe like a 20%, maybe 25%, 500 to 750 calories a day that we're dropping back. Our target is much more aggressive. We're looking at 1 to 2% of body weight, right? So again, for a 200-pound man, now we're doubling what our expectation is, 2 to 4 pounds. 150-pound woman, we're doubling. We're looking at maybe 3 pounds, maybe 3 pounds on the high end per week that we're doing. No, I know the internet makes you think that you should be getting so much more. No, that's a lot for an athlete and somebody who wants to be strong and somebody who wants to maintain it. Remember, for people who are in weight management sports, wrestlers, fighters, bodybuilders, these people, they'll do these extreme cuts right before their competition, and then they put all that back on. So what you see is the final product of a lot of they put themselves through to get there, right? And not everybody's built for that. So have respect for what they do and don't think that you can do it just all willy-nilly. Now, if you want to do that, be my guest. I don't suggest it. With that being said, these mini cuts should only last you 2 to 6 weeks at a time. So which one is best for you? If as an athlete who has a long-term goal, let's stick with traditional cuts. As a person who does not have a wedding that's coming up right away or some type of vacation that's coming up in the next 3 weeks, then I would say traditional cut. And only rely on traditional cuts should you actually, it's last minute, oh, I'm going on vacation. I had no idea I was booking this ticket in the next 4 weeks. Okay, cool. Now that's a time where you say, all right, I want to get in shape. I want to cut this down. Or if you've been working in the off season to create one quality as an athlete, and then all of a sudden your coach puts a weight limit on all of the defensive backs that come in. All right, you're like, oh, I'm about 5 pounds overweight. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do a short-term cut so that we can maintain what we've been working on, but get that weight down. And that's going to usually come in the form of some type of conditioning. All right, so when I say which one is best, I always lean towards traditional over a mini, but there's a way to blend it, and this is exactly what I did. What I do, and I actually take mini cuts and turn it into this like long traditional cut, right? So if I look out and I say 90 days from now, or 6 months from now, I want to make sure that I've cut X amount of body fat, and I want to be at a point where I'm sustaining a certain amount of weight at my maintenance calories, or even a couple above my maintenance calories. What I do is I think of it in terms of a traditional cut, but I kind of intersperse these mini cuts in between, right? So I'll eat at mostly a safe caloric deficit of about 10%, and then pull it back up to maintenance, and then do this for maybe a week or two, do a really extreme drop in calories, right? One that I can maintain, I'll do an extreme drop of calories. I put these usually in about my deload weeks or my active rest weeks. Any type of week that I'm not really trying to say, okay, I need to move the needle on this number, or any phase where I'm doing primarily conditioning, that I'm like, you know what, I don't need to really put on size right now. The goal is to kind of tap into my body fat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 weeks where I'm eating at a kind of aggressive 15% to 20% caloric deficit, where I'm kind of looking at close to like 750 calories a day where I'm lower, which is a lot for me to be down considering how I train. Then I take a week and I go right back up to maintenance, right? And then I repeat this. And it's this little wave going here. And it's a great thing that I've done for myself, I've done for my clients. That's just like, I can tap in, and I'm usually dropping about 1.5 pounds in this sense, 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds every week inside those mini cuts. But it's when I'm saying, I got 15 pounds to hit at the end of 90 days or so. And that's where I'm like, that's the short term. If I turn that on its head, where I'm gonna do 1 week mini cut and 2 weeks at maintenance, then it'll just take me longer, and that's okay. And you play around with how you wanna play around with it, right? So that's how I do it for my cuts. That's how I do it for any of my athletes who are not in weight management sports. And you can take this and you can try to add it in the best way you can. Again, listen, this is how I train myself and how I train my athletes. You need to make sure that you go get it right with your dietitian and your doctor before you ever step into doing any type of things that you find off on the internet. So don't take this as diet advice, but just me sharing with how I typically use my athletes and some of the best protocol that I do that are safer over the long term. So hope this helps. If you like this type of content and want to see more like it, YouTube really likes it when you hit the like button and you hit subscribe. It lets it know to show it to more people. And this really helps me out to deliver you more content. So until next time, I'll work through you from yesterday so you can look back and see how far you come. Get better one day, one rep at a time.